welcome to the Shit Shower and Self-Care podcast. My name is Dr. Steve Jones and I'm a clinical psychologist and host of this little project. Hopefully, within each episode, we're going to try and talk about the things that we don't often talk about. The things that we as men, as blokes, as guys, just don't tend to mention. This is an introduction to what this podcast is all about. And if you're still with me, great, let's crack on. We're going to try and keep it light and funny. Yes, we're going to talk about mental health, masculinity, sexuality, emotions, some tricky stuff. But imagine the tone of a chat over a pint or two. Just about the stuff that we might not usually say. This isn't going to be a finely crafted wine with sophisticated editing and seamless production. No, it's more like a pint at best, on a soggy beer mat, with the corners all frayed and chewed. But it should still hit the spot and get that meaning across. How many of us have heard of the 3 S's? The 3 things that all men need to be primed and ready for action. A good old shit, a good old shower, and a good old shave. Empty, clean and smooth. But not all of us shave. Especially not as often as we shit or, hopefully, have a shower. But self-care, well, that's something we can do, all of the time. Spending any time looking after ourselves is an investment in those that we love and care about. If we're in a good place, we have more to give out freely. And that's why I want to focus on self-care, not the icky, sticky, self-care that can feel a bit self-indulgent, but the routine stuff that we all experience. The honest stuff. The practical stuff. The stuff about being a man, about masculinity, how that's different for different people, and why do we not talk about it beyond that little snigger, or those innuendos, or those veiled jibes that we then try to pass off as banter. In each episode, I'm going to ask a guest on, someone who I consider to be an expert in their field, whatever that field is. Sometimes a person with lived experience of what we're actually talking about. But always someone who wants to spread the message that it's okay to talk. It's okay to ask questions about you or someone else's mental health, their well-being, or just to check in, ask how they are. If you ever want to ask questions or to pitch an episode to this podcast, then please feel free to let me know in any of the social media handles or comment on the show. But I want to start by saying thank you. You've seen a podcast. It's about male mental health, and yet you've clicked on it. You've clicked on it and you've thought, all right, yeah, okay, I'll give this a go. I'll give this chat, this idea, this podcast a listen, and we'll see what happens. And that means a lot. If you like what you find here, then please leave a like, a review, and maybe even a share. It would help us spread the word even more. And just to finish, why I chose Shit, Shower and Self-Care podcast as a title. And that's because a shit, shower and a shave just isn't enough always. But thank you very much for listening. I hope to see you back here soon. And in the meantime, take care.